Hi, I'm Cece, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 1.16 Co-op Survival. I'm currently here in my fairy town outside of my house, and it has been a while since I last recorded, almost a month actually. Mainly due to lack of motivation, but I've started to get it back a little bit right now, so I'm going to try and do some videos, see if I can get back in the spirit of it. It's been a while since I have been playing on the server, but it's been a while since I actually recorded, and I guess I can show you what I have done since then. Not as much as I would have liked to do in a month, but I've done some stuff. So I've got this over here, which is the current blacksmith, which looks pretty much identical to all the other houses, because, yeah, it's nothing amazing, but it's got a little furnace set up here, which I quite like, and I'm going to put something here. I don't know what, though. And then on inside, it's actually finished, unlike the other house, which is just kind of, I've gone for like a basic blacksmith, got an anvil, got some furnaces, stuff like that. But down here there's a little secret, which I'll show you in a sec, because I want to go in this way. The main thing I've done off screen though is I have made a hole. Quite a cool hole. And this is going to be the dwarven mines that I have been wanting to work on. My idea is that I have like the fairy elven grotto on the surface, and then down below I'm gonna have like a dwarven little mini city, it's a town, and then down here actually connects up into the bottom of the blacksmith, and this is actually the room I'm gonna be working in today, hopefully. So yeah, that staircase there goes back up into the blacksmith, and the mines goes all the way down in a spiral with the main hole in the center. I don't know if I'm going to keep this beacon here. I was kind of use it to mine faster, but it just circles around. It's quite a long way round, a very long way round. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. And we're here. This is the bottom here, and it is actually going to be somewhat functional. So my idea is that this here is going to be my mine. So I'm gonna just dig out that way, make some strip mines, make some cave mines. So just do all my mining down here, and then I'm gonna put a minecart chest here, which is where um the items will be sent up to the surface round the spiral here, up into the blacksmith, where it is going to be refined automatically. And also, to be honest, this needs to be a regular rail. I can't get that rail. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, so it'll circle up. I don't want that rail. So it'll circle up, going up this here, and then go up to right here, where the minecart will go down here and into this room here, which is where the smeltery is going to be. So I'm going to set up a small refinery where it will smelt up the iron and the gold, because they're the only two items that you can smelt, and it will keep the excess stuff like the stone, the coal, the granite, the dirt, all the extra blocks. It'll put into a little storage system, and I'll just, whenever I want to collect my stuff, I'll just come up to here and it'll be all sorted for me. Sorry about that, I am back. Sumi, my cat, just came and decided to sit on the keyboard and pause the recording. So I played with her for a little bit, but I am back now. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I've got this bit in here, which is this back line of hoppers is where I'll put in all the fuel, so all the coal, and the top is where all the ores will go, so the iron and the gold, to be smelted down. So I want to get some rails on top. I find the easiest way of splitting items is rails. You can do some fancy stuff with redstone to split them, but I think a minecart just works easiest. So if I just set that over there, and then oh, that's annoying. How do I stop that from happening? Oops. I guess if I did this, there we go. Whoops. There we go. So that should now... This is pretty much actually the minecart system set up entirely. Like, that's all you really need to do for a minecart setup. The bit that's actually going to be difficult about this is going to be the unloading of the minecarts. So, whenever I go mining, I tend to use shulker boxes, these things, because they are super useful for storing basically little mini backpacks in your inventory, so you can store more. But to set up a shulker box item unloader is an absolute faff. I'm pretty decent when it comes to making the loaders, but making unloaders is something quite new to me. So I spent a few hours designing something. So now all I need to do is actually just build it into here. But first, I think I need to clear out an area because I don't think I've got enough space right now. Okay, so this area has now been somewhat cleared, and the items will come up from here, or come down, sorry, from here. Where I am going to set up the system. So let's pull it up here. Editing CC here. Rather than explain it while I'm building like I do in the video, I'm going to actually cut out the building and just explain it at the end. It's just so I think it'd be easier. So let's try and explain it again. So, this comparator here will look into the shulker box to see how many items are in there. It will power as long as there's at least one item inside the shulker box, which will extend this piston upwards, putting that observer into the ceiling. When the shulker box empties, it'll pull this back down. This observer will then send out a redstone signal going into this repeater here. This repeater will then send out a redstone pulse, or redstone signal, which will power this piston right here, which will then break the shulker box. It will also then send out a redstone signal going into this repeater here on 4 ticks, so it'll have a delay of 4 milliseconds, I think it is, or something like that, which will then, this observer will then detect. It will then send out a signal going into this block here, which will then power the dispenser, sending out a second shulker box in the place of the previous one, if there is another shulker box in the system. And yeah, the dispenser will be the thing that initiates the entire system at all. So on this side, I need to then set up a system over here, which will actually detect the shulker boxes going into the system. Normally I just do this as a button, but since I want this to be an automatic system, I want it to be smart and know when an item goes into here. So I need to put a comparator there with a sticky piston here and a block on top, then a piece of redstone dust going into a repeater. So what's going to happen here is the shulker boxes will come down this hopper chain here and go into here. Once the shulker box goes into the dispenser, this comparator will detect that and send out a signal. It will then power this piston down here. Oop, sorry that. Which will then, it will power both this block and this piston. This block will power this redstone, but then be instantly pushed up. Which will then unpower this redstone, sending out a quick pulse into this block here, which will send out one item sending out one shulker box into the dispenser. So this pretty much acts as the initiating switch. So the second the shulker box enters the system, this will turn on once and only once, and then the rest of the system will be handling from there. And I believe this is all that I need to actually do in at least this section. So I'm going to quickly go get myself a shulker box. Okay, so I've got a shulker box here with 14 diorite in. So what should happen now is I put this into here. It should get sent out. All the items will slowly drop out of here, and then it'll be broken. That worked great. So I should probably do this with 2 shulker boxes actually, because I'm just going to use this one here and break it myself, because I don't want all the items getting pulled out of it. So let's quickly put this shulker box, let's put in 14 diorite again. So this shulker box needs to go in first. That one there, and then that one there. So it'll pull out the 14 diorite, then it will get broken, and then the new one will get put in, and it'll get items pulled out. So I'm going to break that myself because I don't want all the items getting pulled out. So that is actually working perfectly. So I really hope that made sense. I didn't do the best job of explaining it, but I think the general gist is there. The next step though is a little bit, actually a lot simpler, because it's using so I thought I needed a lot more space. Apparently not. Anyway, the next step is a lot simpler. It is the basic impulse item sorter, which will sort the items that need to be sorted. You'll sort the iron and gold ore out of all the extra items to then be put into here. I only want iron and gold going into here to be sorted. So the way that this works is, at least from the way that I understand it, is a comparator can detect items in an inventory. So this hopper has an inventory here. Though it can actually detect how many there are, and depending on how many items are in that inventory, it will put out a different strength of redstone signal. So if there's only one item in it, it will send out a signal of 1, so only powering this redstone dust here. But if there's more items, it will then go out to the second dust and further depending on how many are in there. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to put in, I don't know how many it is, I think it's 18 there, and then 4 more there. Yeah, that's right. So the way that it works is, it is currently at the max to only power this redstone dust here. But the second one more item goes in, it will power this redstone dust here, powering the repeater down here, and then unpowering this redstone torch, which will let through a single item, which will then go from here, and then I'll put a chest in front of here, but I don't have one right now. It'll go into a chest, which will then be sorted out of and go into here. And then from here, it's just as simple as linking up this rail here with a item collector. So if I just really send this down to here. I probably could have done this a bit more compact, but I'd rather actually let's make it into powered rail so it can go fast enough. Okay, and then just power that there. Oh, that's actually a bad place to power it from. Power it from here. And now, so down here, I need to set up a. This will be a system to detect the minecart, and then how do I make this again? I think it's just doing this. So torch, repeater, dust, and then I'll need a minecart hopper. And I'm gonna have to quickly go get a chest. Actually, I don't need a chest. I can just use a hopper. So if I just link up this hopper to here. So the way that this works is it's even simpler. So there's going to be this minecart hopper that keeps going back and forth, and it will only pick up items. So easiest way is when the minecart comes down here, it will hit this pressure, what these called detector rails. It will go over this, which will then detect the minecart. Unpowering this torch which will then unpower this repeater, unpowering this redstone, which will then in turn unpower this rail, this powered rail, meaning that the minecart will stop for a second, and it will pull out items from this hopper. So if I just do this, it's currently empty, and now there's 25 items in there. And then all those items will be evenly split among these blast furnaces. There's 2 items in each of them. Now there's 4. There should be 4 in all the system, all of them. Let's keep going back and forth until this hopper is empty. Whoops, I did not mean to break that one. Up. which is that's the very easy bit. So now in all these blast furnaces there should be 8 iron in, or 8 stone in all of them. Yep. And then all that stone will smelt up, or iron or gold will smelt up, good, and then just get sucked out into these hoppers and taken elsewhere, to wherever these items go as well. You'd be surprised how long it took me to design this. It took me like 3 hours, because I went through so many different iterations trying to figure out how to do this bit as compactly as possible. And it turns out it didn't even need to be that small. I could have made it much bigger, and it would be no issue. I also messed around with shulker box sorters and stuff before realizing that was completely unnecessary, because I don't need to do that here anyway. I don't have a place for the items to go yet. I think I might just set up a little temporary storage here until I get a more finalized permanent storage. I definitely want to set up a storage system in my fairy grotto base, because having to keep going back to the main hub area to go get all my items is a right faff. I'm sick of all the chests being placed around like this. Yes, I think I'm just going to do some customizing of this off screen. I'll finalize the storage for it as well off screen, because storage is a pain and it's not really that interesting to watch. I have no idea how I want to customize this. I might just go for a similar style to up here with the blacksmith, and I'll be back in a bit. So yeah. Okay, so we're back. I've now customized this room, and I think it looks quite cool. I sort of went for like a cavernous look that has like some like support beams and stuff holding it up. I quite like this wall here. It really does feel like you're in a little cave. But I've kind of made a wooden sort of surrounding for the furnaces, and I've got the chests over here. Then now there's a proper way of getting up to the blacksmith. I think it's nice having 2 separate entrances to get to the smeltery. You can either go through the hole or you can go through the blacksmith. I want to try and make it as uniform and as what's the word, cohesive as possible. Also, there's a hole in the wall. Let's grab some stone from there. I've also done a little bit of work around the back. Let's break through the wall here. Let's turn this back on. So there's minecarts going back and forth, which you can actually see through the top, which I think is quite fun. Like, yeah, you can see the minecarts sorting it. Though I need to set up a system which it'll only send the minecarts whenever there's items in the system, though I don't really know how to do that, so just going to leave it constantly running for now. But the way that the items will head out, the items that aren't smelted will head up through this hopper line over here, going into a a dropper here, which is sending them up a bubble stream that I don't want to show because I can't go into, because it will spread all the water out. The water goes up above, and there's some hoppers behind, which put all the items into here. I was going to do a sorting system so I could have the shulker boxes go separately, but I realised it's not really necessary. So it's just going to kind of put everything random here, take out all that shulker boxes, and then I can do with what I want. The storage isn't going to stay here. I'm actually going to set up a proper storage area somewhere around the base, though I have not decided where that's going to be yet. I'm probably going to do it on the surface somewhere, possibly here actually. I might do it around this area. Also, while I'm here, I can show you this. I've done some mapping of the server. So this is the starting area. There's the Kraken. There's the farming tower, which looks massive on the map. I didn't realize how big that room there was. And then down here is the little fairy grotto area. There's the blacksmith, my house, the docks, and then up there, so we can get a bit of a closer look, there is Faye's space. So if you want to go see that, go watch Faye's videos. I have a link in the description to his channel. And yeah, talking about Faye's channel, there is a Minecraft Dungeon series that we've been doing together over there. I don't know how many episodes are out at this point, but we should be recording some more soon. Minecraft Dungeon is really fun. I was going to upload them myself, but there wasn't really much need when we both got the same footage pretty much. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I did want to do more this episode, but at the same time, I think I need to try and limit myself with how much I do in an episode, because I start to like I try to do too much and then I get myself demotivated. So I need to sort of limit myself somewhat to do more almost. So I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye!